I teach the technique myself for the company that develops the device, and there are a number of trainees around the world, but it's definitely a different type of liposuction. He's not going to regain the fat in that area, but if he decides for some reason it's a cheeseburger diet every single day and he's not going to go to the gym anymore, he's going to get heavy in other areas. And so that's the way liposuction works. You know, you think about the fat cells, they're like little batteries, and the calories are the energy that goes into the batteries. And so we've sucked out the batteries around the abs, but those batteries are still in your thighs and your arms and your neck. And what you can end up having is fat that just distributes in different areas of the body if you take in too much calories. I give Ronnie a lot of credit because Ronnie is trying to get through this without any pain medication other than some Advil. And I think that that's really, you know, for where Ronnie's been right now, it's a big step.
Let me throw that back to Ronnie because you made a statement that you went to rehab, got sober. So obviously you're going through this right now. Experiencing a lot of pain. How has that experience been, Ronnie?
It has not been a good experience. I can tell you that much.
And guys like Ronnie, they struggle with these things. You know, trying to get lean is a really, really difficult thing. And we've taken care of a lot of fitness models who just, once they hit 30, they can't get that six-pack again, so they can't get the cover of their magazine that they're shooting for. And, you know, high-definition lipo is Hollywood's little dirty secret. I mean, I've done a number of people that have had this, and they're on the cover of magazines, and they get credited for great diets and exercise, and a lot of times it's a good plastic surgeon. And now, Ronnie's one of those guys.
So what you're saying is this is a good procedure for someone who just has a problem area, someone who's going to continue to eat right and exercise, but sometimes you can't just laser focus on that area and you're losing weight everywhere except that. Can anybody relate? Like you're losing weight everywhere except in your, yeah, he's raising his hand too.
And before we go, I certainly don't have any issues at all with this procedure, but I do think that people watching just have to remind themselves when they do see a model on a cover that there may be a little help there. Yes. And that's why if you're comparing yourself to them and you end up going to bed depressed, don't, because they may have had some help. And certainly you can look at all the options. If you're going to get any procedure done, and Dr. Khorsandi, you mentioned this earlier, just make sure you get into the hands of someone who is an expert and knows exactly what they're doing. Real quick, how long till Ronnie feels better?
He's going to feel better by the end of the week. We usually say by 1 week, you're 70% better, and by 2 weeks, 90% feeling better like yourself.
How much does something like this cost?
Ronnie's case took about 4.5 hours to do. It's precise, so this averages $20,000 to $30,000. But, you know, I know it sounds high, but this is a lot of work and a lot of time that goes into this, and it's permanent.
Well, Doc, thanks so much for joining us. Ronnie, you pretty pumped to be on the mend here in a week and hit the gym and show off the abs?
Yeah, sure am. You know what I mean? It's not, you don't go out and buy a new car and not want to show it off, right?
Very true.
Well, Ronnie, best of luck to you moving forward. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it so much.
And I would just add as we go to break that I think when it comes to life and realistic expectations, and now that I'm 47, I actually will think back to when I was in my 20s and, you know, I had a six-pack and now I don't have a six-pack, no matter what I do.
You're still fit, though.
But that's my point. And I think it's okay for your goal to be good health, and having a six-pack for most people, when you're getting into your 40s, and it's
tough
the
to find.
only way you're
Like,
probably
where
going to
are you?
get it is doing something like that. For me, I will never do that.
Yeah.
I mean, Ronnie's in bed still. It's been, but an incredible result.
Yeah,
having said that.
and that's the thing. Everything isn't for everybody, and so you just have to figure out what's going to make you feel better.